All the cousins got trust funds set up except me. Grandpa said, "We figured you wouldn't know how to handle that kind of money responsibly." I just nodded and said, "Good thinking. I'd hate for you to feel bad about your six-figure gift when my business is already worth 7. This happened at my cousin Tyler's 21st birthday party. The whole family was there. Aunts, uncles, everyone. Grandpa had this tradition of announcing trust funds when his grandkids turned 21. Tyler got his announcement, then Emma got hers, then Jake. All 6 figures. When it was over, I waited for mine, but nothing came. After dinner, I pulled Grandpa aside. "What about my trust fund?" He looked uncomfortable and said that thing about me not being responsible with money. He'd been watching me blow my paychecks on random stuff throughout college. Fair enough, I thought. What Grandpa didn't know was that I'd been running an online business since sophomore year. Started with buying broken phones, fixing them, and flipping them. Made decent money, so I expanded to laptops, then gaming consoles. By senior year, I had a whole operation going. I kept it quiet because I didn't want family asking for handouts or thinking I was some tech genius when really I just watched YouTube tutorials and got lucky with timing. The random stuff Grandpa saw me buying, that was inventory. Broken electronics, repair tools, packaging supplies. He thought I was wasting money on junk when I was actually building something. After graduation, I moved back home and told everyone I was job hunting. Really, I was scaling up. Rented a small warehouse space, hired 2 part-time workers, built relationships with electronic suppliers. The business was pulling in serious revenue, but I kept living like I was broke. Drove my beat-up Honda, wore thrift store clothes, ate ramen for lunch. My cousins would joke about me being the family failure. Tyler got his trust fund and immediately bought a BMW. Emma went on expensive vacations. Jake started talking about investment portfolios. Meanwhile, I'm at family dinners getting asked when I'm going to find a real job. The breaking point came at Thanksgiving. Tyler made some comment about how maybe Grandpa was right about the trust fund thing since I still couldn't afford decent clothes. Everyone laughed. I just smiled and said I was working on something big. 2 weeks later, I got an offer I couldn't refuse. This major electronics retailer wanted to buy my business. We'd been their top third-party seller for months without them knowing it was just me and my warehouse operation. The offer was substantial. 7 figures, substantial. I accepted and called a family meeting. Told everyone I had news to share. They probably expected me to announce I finally got hired somewhere. Instead, I pulled out the acquisition paperwork. "Remember when you said I couldn't handle money responsibly?" I looked at Grandpa. "You were probably right. Good thing someone else is handling this for me now." I slid the contract across the table. Tyler's face went white when he saw the purchase price. Emma dropped her wine glass. Jake started doing math out loud, trying to figure out if he was reading the numbers correctly. Grandpa stared at the papers for a full minute, finally looked up and said, "When did this happen?" I told him about the whole timeline, how I'd been building this thing for 3 years while everyone thought I was just screwing around. The broken phones, the weird packages, staying up all night on my laptop, that wasn't me being irresponsible. That was me working. I pointed at the contract. This is what responsible looks like when you don't have a trust fund safety net. My aunt asked why I never told anyone. Honestly, because I didn't want the pressure. If I failed, only I would know. If I succeeded, well, surprise. Tyler tried to play it off like he knew I had something going on, but his voice cracked when he said it. Emma congratulated me but kept staring at her BMW keys like they didn't seem as impressive anymore. Jake went quiet for the rest of dinner. Grandpa pulled me aside later. "I owe you an apology," he said. "I thought you were careless with money because I didn't understand what you were doing with it." He paused. "Maybe I should have asked instead of assuming." I told him no hard feelings, but honestly it felt pretty good proving him wrong. The next week, he tried to set up a trust fund for me as an apology. I turned it down, told him I'd already figured out how to make my own money work. Tyler crashed his BMW 3 months later and had to ask his parents for help since his trust fund was tied up in investments. Meanwhile, I bought a reliable car with cash and started my next business venture.